So we tell ourselves stories, and we tell ourselves stories that may not be true. And the more we can become aware of what is it the stories we're telling ourselves about this situation or about this person, and be aware of that we've gone into telling ourselves a story. And this is where I'm saying this has saved our marriage. Because we actually ask each other, what is this story you're telling yourself about this? So that we don't go into this judging mode. So this happens two ways. You could be telling yourself a story about the person you're coaching or about the person you're interacting, but our thoughts are not necessarily true. So if you can click into, is this true, what assumption or story I'm telling myself? So for yourself or for about others. The second question is, can you absolutely know that it is true? Third question is, how do you react when you believe that thought, that it's true? And the fourth question is, who would you be without that thought? So I'm about to do group coaching, starting this Leadership Mastermind. And I know there'll be certain points when we work in groups that certain people trigger us on certain things. So I'm really wanting to share with these people around catch yourself, because we make assumptions in nanoseconds about judgments about others. But if we can tune in to being aware of checking, is this story true that I'm telling myself about this other person, or I'm telling myself about myself? Yeah, and that's why awareness is one of the crucial skills going forward for leaders. Yeah, being aware of assumptions we make. If we're wanting to create workplaces that are inclusive, respectful, and thriving, we've got to do this all the time, because we jump to conclusions so fast about people or about ourselves. And so here's this tool that is really useful to tune in to, is my thought, my sense of reality true or not? And I think this is a superpower you can have with people you coach. Because I don't know about you, in the early days of my coaching, I would believe everything the coachee was telling me, not realizing there's actually multiple realities. Yeah. And so how as the coach, I can be neutral to what the story is that the coachee is telling me. Yeah. Or how can I help raise their awareness to be broader to, yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I'd be really curious to understand. I'm wondering what your boss's take on this would be, or the customer's take on this would be, or in your context, John, what the patient's take on this would be, you know? So it's helping in, when you're in coach mode, helping the coachee broaden their awareness. Then it's also, as in our roles as leaders, how do we tune in to the stories we're telling? This has come from work by Katie Byron, and I came across this when I did my LSI retest as part of the Homeward Bound Antarctic experience last year, when I did a retest on my lifestyles inventory profile. And the coach did this with me around certain judgments I was making about myself that maybe wasn't useful for me to hold on to those judgments anymore. So has anyone seen this before, these 4 questions? Anyone come across it before? You would have, Nicola, in your LSI experience, yeah. Len or John, have you seen these questions before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're really, really useful. So as I said, in terms of my husband and I, we use this term. What is the story you're telling yourself about this, what just happened? Yeah, so we check it out because we have drawn different conclusions from different interactions or different things that have happened. So as I said, it's really helped our marriage to actually lean into those more challenging conversations. Tell me, what's the story you're telling yourself about this situation?